I was always told if I found out how to do lucid dreaming, I would be able to find a way through time itself and enter into a different reality. It's a thing that people write about and dream about now, of slipping from one reality to another. This isn't that. This is connecting to yourself in a different time. Not a different world, not a different place, same place. In my dream, I found out I wasn't going to live a standard lifespan. Not shorter than most people, not by any stretch of the imagination, but much, much longer. This wasn't me. I wasn't me in this dream. I'm never me in my dreams. I was Ian, this person that had dreams of grandeur as they woke up and did a job they hated, with a wife that didn't support them, with a family that never believed in him. Ian would sleep at night and dream of times far into the future, far and away and different from this world, but one of tragedy, one that is dystopian in nature, one where the oligarchs and the corporations ruled all, saw all, and controlled all. Ian wanted to fight against this world that would be created. He swore he would find a way to do so, and he had himself convinced that through lucid dreaming, he would find a way to get to where he wanted the world to be, versus the direction the world was headed, which wasn't pleasant. He found his way into a lucid dream. He convinced himself he'd found a doorway in his dreams, one that would guide him to himself, not from now, but in the future. And he'd convinced himself that's where he had ended up. That's where I am. I'm in the future of me, not in now. Ian would wake up. He would go to work every day, telling himself he's working towards the future. He's working towards something. Not through his dead-end job, where his ex-girlfriend is the boss. But every night in his dreams, he's building something. He's working towards physically making his future better. But it takes time. And every day, he would go to work. He would tell his coworkers, he would tell his friends. His friends would call him crazy. His friends would call him insane for believing that he'd found such a loophole in nature. Seeing the future from your dreams. No one does that. Where are we? Athens, Greece, and you're an oracle? They would tease him. They would antagonize him, and they would make him think he doesn't know what he's talking about. He would go back to sleep again, and Ian would eventually find himself inside his dream, looking at himself in the future. His future self showed him something, gave him something miraculous, a time machine that could only go back as far as it was created. Ian was impatient. He took it for himself, and he forced himself to wake up. Looking around in his room, it was gone. It never existed. It was never something that was supposed to happen that way. He would go to his work the next day, tell his coworkers, tell his boss, I found a time machine. I'm going to go back and I'm going to win the lottery. Boss said, oh yeah? Where's your winnings? Making fun of him. Inspiring the entire team that he works with to make fun of him for his dream. Literally. It was just a dream. He had nothing to prove it with. He convinced himself he wouldn't be so brash again. He wouldn't just take something from a world that isn't his. A world that really we all just rent. And he would be patient, and he would learn what he needs while he's there. His friends would tell him he's kidding. He's choking himself. There's no way something in your dream could be something fantastic in real life. It just doesn't happen. You can't memorize blueprints from one place and take it somewhere else and then build it. That's ridiculous. He didn't think so. He would go back to his dreams. He would sleep. He would find himself again. Convince himself from the future. This time is different. This time I will be patient. I won't just be patient with you, but I'll be patient with myself. He learned the things he needed. He learned how to put it all together. Every morning when he woke up, he would write a little bit more in his journal. Weeks went by this way, and it wasn't going quick enough. His boss, his ex-girlfriend, would tease him every single time he brought it up. Say, "Oh yeah, where's your lottery winnings, Mr. Time Machine?" His coworkers would all make fun of him, calling him Mr. Time Machine now because of her jokes. It was too slow. He needed to work to physically build it all at once. So he did. He took little things from here and there, making his wife mad because all of a sudden the toaster wouldn't work, or the microwave wouldn't work, or her cell phone was broken, or a tablet was broken. Taking it piece by piece over the course of months, trying to assemble this thing in his dream. Eventually, he succeeded. He had for himself a box so he could go back in time as far back as it was created. The only thing that was left is for him to test it. He waited a week. He used it. He won the lottery. He won so many sports competitions, it wasn't funny. He made for himself several millions of dollars. No name, just mystery, man winning. He went to his work and he proudly put in his 2 weeks' notice, wishing to himself the time machine would work the other way too, so he could jump ahead 2 weeks and not have to be there the last 2 weeks of his work. Because he's too good of a person to not show up his last 2 weeks. He's got class. So he would continue doing his drudgery, and even his wife that made fun of him this entire time wouldn't apologize to him for how cruel she had been while he was breaking all the things. And he decided maybe he would find someone else. Maybe he would find someone else too that would actually care for him and believe him when he says he finds these things out. He has the world at his fingertips. The ability to see the future because he still has contact with himself from the future to find out what changes in the world need to be made now to affect then, to make sure the dystopian future that he fears will never come to fruition